It's time for a very interesting half an hour that we are spending with two people from HTC. One, very familiar with you, John Ibrahim, the actor, also the brand ambassador for HTC, and the other, the product head of HTC, joins us, Darren. But before we start, I'd like to introduce where we're going with this. HTC is a brand that has become a legacy all over the world. There isn't a single country you can go to, take the name of the brand HTC, and people would say, what? I haven't heard of it. Yet in the last 6 months, this brand, this company, this entire mobile phone manufacturer slowed down, lost its momentum, lost its mojo, as a lot of people say. What happened? Why is it not really coming up with the innovation that it was known for? And why is it that people are saying that now, with the launch of 2 or 3 new phones, HTC is back? This is the comeback, this is the big bang that HTC wanted. So today, the whole story of HTC, now told by their product head and their brand ambassador, has joined Darren and John Ibrahim. So congratulations once again. Here we are with two people that I've spent a lot of time with whenever I've done anything with HTC. John, of course, even without HTC, but great to see you wearing an HTC t-shirt, all set. So let's just first start off with the fact that we've got some very interesting phones from HTC.
Yeah.
Dramatically different from what anything HTC has done in the last few months. So I'm going to start off with you. What did you really like? What was really impressive?
Well, honestly, like we were discussing a little earlier when we were all chatting, I think today no one buys a phone if it's not good looking.
True.
You know, and I think HTC's arguably got the best looking phones, and I don't say this because I endorse the brand, but I genuinely love this, and especially this HTC 10 Evo.
Right.
I mean, Darren here doesn't like the name, but I think gunmetal sounds awesome.
Sounds masculine for sure.
Okay.
Sounds
No, but believe me, I mean,
Yeah.
in a world where everything is becoming too common, I know everybody says all metal phone. I think the gunmetal sounds good.
It sounds really good, and what I've always liked about the HTC, and my entire family, and I say this on record, my entire family use HTC. Okay. Because my brother is an architect, and he loves product photography, and I think HTC has got the best camera in the business. So you know, we are all encouraged to take photographs, and you have this 150-degree wide-angle lens now. It's just a fantastic experience using this phone, because I use this phone not just as a phone, but more than a phone, considering the industry that I come from.
Yes. So a lot of pictures and everything else. Now you have another phone that people have been very impressed with, the Pro 10.
Yes.
Very different from the typical look of what HTC, their design philosophy thrown out of the window, a brand new look out here.
Yep.
So can we go with the same thing? And I wanted to ask John, and I'll come back with this, is the phone industry becoming like the movie industry? Good looks is what sells first. Everything else comes later, because you've gone with amazing looks and a very, very aggressive price. So good looks very important in a mobile phone now?
Well, good looks are clearly important, but even in like movie industries, you have different good-looking stereotypes, right?
Okay.
So you have the guy, the dashing guy, who is fun. Right. You have the dashing guy who is elegant, who's serious, and you have a sophisticated look. So
which one is John? I mean, you gave 3 categories. Which one do you put him in? Straight away, there were 3 So which one is John?
John is just good looking. We have a brand new look for Desire. Desire used to be about being fun and chic, and geared towards lifestyle users. We try to combine fashion styles that we see. With the Desire 10 Pro, we decided to take a slightly different approach. By appealing to an audience which had a more understated style, but yet want something sophisticated. So we look back and say, okay, let's create a brand new look for a Desire, but also keep this existing fun, chic look, and people love that, right? Mm-hmm. Give them really something quite elegant.
Okay, all right. So, John, you know, one of the things that has been spoken about a lot is that HTC is a legacy brand. I mean, anywhere in the world, the term HTC, people would immediately know. It's not one of those, what are you talking about? But in the last few months, a lot of people have said HTC slowed down, the momentum was lost. And this now is supposedly the super big bang comeback for HTC. So with these 2 phones, do you think they've got it? And in the world of mobile phones, the aggression of multiple companies that have come in, brands that have come in, do you think a comeback is something possible for HTC?
Well, I think you've partly answered the question in your question. I think the mobile industry, the mobile phone industry, is very aggressive, And I think, and I've been to Taiwan, I've been to the HTC factory. I had the good fortune of meeting Sherbang. I had the good fortune of actually experiencing Vive, their virtual reality setup, which is fantastic. And I think HTC has got a legacy. And you know, it's in a way it's pioneered the Android business on the smartphone. To hang in there and to do a damn good job of it, I give complete credit to HTC. And in a product category where there's an influx of you know, XYZ smartphones just coming in, boom, 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 boom. I think we've held on fantastic. We've held on fantastic. And I think what we've done is we've been really patient rather than be, you know, unnecessarily aggressive. Because whenever I speak to Faisal, my CEO in India, I keep pushing and I keep saying, hey, Faisal, listen, let's go a little aggressive. Let's go a little aggressive. And he tells me, don't worry, we've got the product. We'll come out. There's a time. We're going to launch at this point of time. We have faith in our product. So, you know, being part of the HTC brand philosophy, I've developed that kind of patience, that kind of stay, and I know our products are far superior. So it's a credible situation. You can have 5 smartphones come out, they'll bang in the market, but we'll stand out by the end of it.
So this is actually really the future that is coming in already. So now I have a question about the future. So we were talking about gunmetal, and it's a question that I've asked John once before, but I've never had an opportunity where John has sat with me, and so is somebody from HTC. Now, one of the things in the future that I foresee is that you should have a HTC John Abraham phone. I mean, a branded one, right? I mean, a rough and tough one that, you know, even that leaps off. What's the maximum in a movie that you've leaped off a building and then just stood in your feet?
I think I've gone off a cable at 230 feet and slammed into a glass.
Okay, so maybe not all of that, maybe not all of that, but some parts of that you can say the phone can do. It would be a nice looking phone, would be a really tough phone, gunmetal for sure, or some other metal that we could come up with. But what's the 1 or 2 other features very important to you that you would insist this one should have?
Well, because I'm the business of filmmaking, I would, you know, we had the some time ago, where you actually shoot the entire action process and it gets downloaded onto your phone. So that's something that I'd really like on an HTC phone. I'd like a phone that's very active, interactive with me, that moves around, and I just feel, you know, it would be an honor in a way if they had a John Abraham line. But I also feel that, you know, being associated with the brand is the brand and I synergize on a lot of values that we have together. In terms of innovation, the kind of films I do, I reinvented myself with the kind of films I do. So talking about looks, you know, if John Abraham was just about looks, he produced, which was an innovation, and he started making films like Vicky Donor and Madras Cafe and now Force 2. So I think that's what HTC stands for. So there are a lot of brand synergies that HTC and I have. And yeah, for one, it would be a camera that if I'm flying from somewhere, I just hold the phone and say, whoa, come on, let's get a shot.
Don't have to worry about the camera. Just live the moment, you know, let the camera do all the stuff.
It'll do the rest of it. So here's the opportunity. I mean, I have you here, I have him here. So isn't this a great idea?
Surprise him.
I have a feeling it's about to happen, you know. So we've been talking about it for a while, and the last time I asked him, he'd spoken about very interesting things. By the way, you have a brand ambassador that is very rare, who actually does seem to get both the product and the philosophy of the company. Now, I'm not just saying it. I meet up with a lot of brand ambassadors and, you know, people from Bollywood and otherwise who more or less know almost nothing about the brand or the product. I'm saying it straight, right? Yeah. And this is incredible because he's very in sync with brand philosophy and product. So let's do a little bit of a quick fire on, you know, what's been happening around. So if Force 2 is John Abraham, then HTC for you is?
If Force 2 is John Abraham, HTC for me is my character, ACP Yashwardhan. Because he's innovative, he's smart, he's intelligent, he's honest. That's my character, not John Abraham.
so let's find out now. So one of the things that happened was, and I'm sure you must have heard about it also, that when the hunt for the next James Bond was spoken about, your name came up even at the international level, right? So if that was to happen, I mean, there's still a lot of fog on who really is going to play, and if it's just going to be, him again, or he does one more movie is the rumor right now. So if you were to do this, or any super spy movie, one high-tech gadget that you would use and one that you would recommend he use, a really super tech, even if it's just in your imagination, what's the one thing you'd love to showcase in a super spy movie?
Teleporting.
Okay, so that's science fiction and super spy.
That's really...
So you already have half of it in your virtual reality. Now all you
Yeah,
have to do is
exactly.
first
Absolutely.
teleporting device, HTC TP. I mean, go with that part of it, and the first person that you can actually do. A high-tech gadget
in the vibe.
Yeah, I've already said it, and I think we had a discussion about it the last time I experienced it, that from everything that I've actually seen in terms of virtual reality, nothing comes near what HTC does.
It's an
I mean,
amazing
the fact
experience.
that you can move around, and it's actually a dramatically different experience. So anything in that you'd want to put in?
Well, I would say that I look forward to you being James Bond.
Oh, wow.
Unless I could say I met James Bond in person. And then I would have that part of virtual reality where, I could be like James Bond's little assistant. Yeah, and then we'll be
I think John
controlling.
Abraham being James Bond and teleporting are as far away right now from each other.
Okay, so I just want to know from you, the way the market is changing, right? As you spoke about the fact that the mobile industry is a very different beast from what it was maybe even a year back. Into the future, what do you see as more important? The phone industry has been broken into, as we said, form factor. That it's no longer a hardware spec game, but it is a disruptor game. You've got to have that one thing that you can speak about to an audience, to your customer, saying, here's a reason why this could change your life, because the mobile is a 5.5-inch slab that is changing people's lives. Into the future, what will be more important? The service and software, the hardware, the form factor, and the looks. What's the real innovation in the future?
Well, I think these phones are going to evolve into something that's entirely different from what we see today. We are beginning to see the end of the beginning of smartphones. As HTC, we want to go back onto the heart, which is the innovation DNA, reinvent the next smart mobility. And I think that's really important, because what has happened in this maturing industry is nobody's really innovating. Nobody's thinking, oh, you know what, how can I produce the next thing that people will use so that they can be more mobile? That's the way they should be thinking about it. And I think these are exciting times for the mobile industry, as long as somebody can break out of this. And this means patience again, with looking at not what technology is out there, but what do people want. Imagining the future where it's not just about software and applications and services, it's about making you a little bit more smart, anticipating your needs. And you hear all of these things about artificial intelligence, and I believe that will represent the future of smart mobility. It'll be about a phone that you may not even hold in your hands. It may not even be a rectangular shape. It may be something that's close to you that you can interact with, that's beyond the screen. You don't have to even touch it.
Okay.
I think that's pretty exciting.
All right, great. I think it really is a good definition of the future, because the term that you used, it's the start of the beginning of the end of the smartphone as we know it.
Yeah, didn't Darren sound like a major character from Star Trek who's just...
Teleport.
Who's just got
Let's do teleporting right now.
Well,
Scotty.
there's so much of Star Wars and Star Trek happening. I mean, your movie Force 2, May the Force be with you, and now May the Force 2 be with you, and all of that. So let's find out about two quick things with you, John, and I think we're more or less done. This has been a very interesting conversation. So one, how are you doing in terms of money with everything that has happened here in India? Do you use an e-wallet? Were you taken by surprise? What's your thought on what happened out here? Is this the best thing that ever happened?
So I have a very honest confession to make. I don't use an e-wallet. I don't carry any kind of money. I rarely use my credit cards. So I'm just completely, and I wasn't, in fact, I was very happy that this move happened, very honestly. for people like us, because I say this on record here, we deal in white money, and we're absolutely above the board with whatever we do. I think it's a great shot in the arm for this country, because you need corruption to be eradicated. Of course, you're going to have people raving and ranting about this, but I am a personal believer in this. So I'm happy it's happened. I think the retail industry has been hit. The entertainment industry, we've been hit by 40%, and I see that.
You had a great start to Force 2. You think it would have been dramatically different and much, much better?
Yeah, because not only did demonetization hit us, but because of demonetization, all the theaters reduced the price of tickets. So the total value of collections was far less. But irrespective of all that, Force 2 is doing fantastic business, and I'm so happy that people have actually loved the film. You know, after Madras Cafe, this is the film that's got me the most appreciation.
Correct.
So it's been a fantastic run for me. In fact, we are talking about Force 3 now. So it's fantastic, yeah.
I don't know how I'll use that in a term. May the Force 3 be with you. It may not go very well.
But I'd like to, sorry Rajeev,
Sure.
I'd really like to kind of get back to a place where HTC and I have partnered, and that's my football team.
Okay.
And, you know, honestly, I say this again, this is not a plug-in, it's just the way I really appreciate the way the brand has stood by me. And I think in terms of advertising, you know, Ogilvy once said, you know, 50% of what you use in advertising or what you spend in advertising is waste, but you don't know what 50%.
Which 50%?
Which 50%. And I think HTC's made the perfect move to come on to the jersey of a football team, because football is going to be the new cricket. And with Northeast United, if you see the branding and the way HTC's been branded across our jersey, and the partnership that we've had from the first season till the third, I don't see us, I can't see a jersey without HTC on it today. It's so hard, because HTC and we are just one, and it's been a beautiful relationship, and it's the best way to reach out to your TG, to your target group. If you're talking to a 16 to 24, the best way to reach out to them is get onto a football jersey, not a cricket jersey.
But do you truly believe in that? We've heard of that switch happening at some point in the last 10 years, that even if it isn't that football will take over from cricket, they do say that it may well at least become an equal standing partner, you know, the people will, but it's been 10 years, it's been a perennially nascent thing. You think that switch will actually happen?
Oh yeah, it will, it's inevitable. Cricket's reached its maturity level, just like Darren was talking about innovation in phones, you know, reaching a maturity level, unless you're looking at something drastically different. Yeah. And I think the audience wants to look at something drastically different outside of cricket. There's always going to be a large audience for cricket, and total respect for that. But I think football is going to target the youngster. Today the youngster only looks at a Lionel Messi and says, this is my God. You know, and I think there's going to be a huge shift once football gains momentum, and from next season it's going to be a 7.5-month league. So you have brand, you know, sustained brand loyalty, sustained fan loyalty, and that's when you know, our partnership becomes even more meaningful.
Okay, fantastic. So I look forward to that.
The catalyst will come, I think, for football in India.
No, actually we've seen dramatic differences
US,
already.
right?
Yeah, we've seen dramatic differences
soccer,
already. So last question is to both of you. It is on John, but you know, I'd like you to answer this one first. So he's been compared to many, but his current director and a few other people said that he's the Indian Dwayne Johnson in every which way, right? And that made huge headlines in every which way. So we know that in Fast and Furious, if we do an India version, obviously we've already got the Indian version of the person who will play.
He's got a lot more hair though.
Yeah, a whole lot more, yes. Who would you like to play the romantic opposite to that? Who would you like to cast against him in Fast and Furious?
Well,
and then in Baywatch.
And then in Baywatch. Because you know what? I don't want to cast you with somebody whom you do not like. Partner with Angelina Jolie. You know, she's a badass. She's a badass.
Yeah, she's I loved her in Salt.
Yes, I think that's one of the toughest movie roles that any female character has ever played. So I think that would be a good one. So are you agreeing, or are you saying that, okay, she could be just one, maybe we could have 2 or 3? Any other name that comes to mind?
I'd like Brad Pitt as my wingman.
Yes. That would make her a very different movie though. Fast and Furious and Mad and Angry.
It will only be Furious.
about Furious. And Baywatch, India version. in
Yeah.
Mumbai beaches. Okay, you're playing the Dwayne Johnson role.
Wow.
Who plays Priyanka Chopra? And it can't be her.
It can't be her. But honestly, I think the girl today who could just be perfect for that is Deepika.
Yeah, I think
She's,
so.
I mean, and that's unanimous. Even the audience would have expected me to say Deepika, say Deepika. Because she's
At the moment, current favorite for almost
Yeah.
any role thrown out. You know, she can, if you ask for somebody who's doing Fast and Furious versus super romantic versus a little crazy character, everybody seems to think she can pull it all off.
She's the current flavor. in our industry, the actresses, Darren, the female actors, are like
I have to Google up this.
they're like
right
smartphones.
away.
They're like smartphones. They go out of fashion every 5 years. You know, so you have to keep reinventing the wheel and get. Am I right, Rajeev?
Totally. Just that it's not 5 years for sure.
It could be 4.
It's a little shorter than that.
It could be 3.
Thank you. Great talking
Thank
to
you
both of
very
you.
much.
Congratulations once again. Truly believe this is HTC, not just a comeback, but a huge surge forward. Very impressed with the phone portfolio. I look forward to whatever has been told to me is the future portfolio. And thank you, John, for
And
being with
Rajeev,
us.
we have we've shot for the most fantastic campaign, which would be out November.
Wow, really?
Darren would be a little clueless about this because he's
Yes,
in the product
I'm like,
department.
what
He's
is
like,
this?
what does it have? But we've shot
Okay.
for this fantastic campaign, and I'm really excited that this it's for the HTC 10, the power of 10.
Okay.
And it's something that speaks about attitude, and that if you want the attitude that, say, a John Abraham has, then you need to use an HTC 10. So it's a straight in the face campaign. It's beautiful, and it's I think it's probably going to be the best campaign after, you remember the orange campaign
Yes,
that happened, the black
right,
and white?
right.
So from then, this is going to be the next thing,
Okay.
staring in your face.
I look
So
forward.
we're really excited.
So you heard it here first. Look out for that
First.
campaign and look out for these phones. Great having a chat with both of you. Thank you and congratulations. I look forward to meeting up in the future, and of course a big anniversary coming up next year. So
Yeah.
that's another big thing for all of us to celebrate. Thank you for talking to us.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Rajeev.
John.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you.